Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Susan Lyon and I'm a fine art painter. And I'm married to Scott Burdick, a fine art painter. And we just went to San Antonio to kind of teach a workshop, to also see part of the Fiesta in San Antonio to get good references, to have fun, to have a little trip. And so this video is going to show you the very beginning of that trip. And in the process, in the next one or two videos, who knows, maybe three. I'll show you some of the demos that we did. Scott did a public demo. So in the future, I will show the actual footage from that video camera. It will look a lot better than my phone. And I've been gardening today, so that's why I look like this. And I'm also going to show you a couple paintings that Scott did in the mid to early 90s. And I'll talk about those when they pop up. But I enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. And please comment and let me know what you'd like to see. Because I really enjoy doing these and I love hearing from people. So thanks for watching.
Our room. I'll show you more tomorrow. We're tired, but we have our own little seating area. Our bathroom. I'll show you more tomorrow when I have more energy. But the cool thing, I like this room because you have access to the sunroom. The sunroom slash breakfast room. And I like because of all the windows. So we can wake up and have sun in our room, but not too hot, meaning we have light, but not sun. Are you unpacking right now?
Yeah, I'm just taking some things out, toiletries.
I thought you were exhausted.
I am exhausted. I just want to brush my teeth and go
Oh,
to
that's
bed.
true. I need to brush my teeth. That is for sure. It's always weird how you get out of rhythm and you get out of like your habits when you travel. And you're like, oh, right, I have to do this. I have to do that. Okay. I'm going to do that now, too.
This is your thing
Oh.
for your
Yo, my...
travel with your paints.
Yeah, Scott always tapes our travel, like the paint sheet, like the, says that it's non-flammable.
Right. So
We always have one in our luggage. Yeah. There are two beautiful Dan Gerhardt paintings in here, but there isn't great light. So, and the painting is a little bit on the dark side, so I might just take it off the wall and bring it into that room because it's just very difficult to show you what it looks like. It's just the lighting is too dark in here. Here's another one. And yeah, so I think will be best. She just has it kind of sitting here below in front of this fireplace. So I'm going to move it because we need to see the real color. Before I do that though, I thought I would pop in here because this is a painting I think I showed in an earlier video years ago when we were here that Scott did of Janice's father. And this was when Janice had her ranch and she would do her workshops at her ranch, about an hour or so outside San Antonio. So that would probably be something Scott did as a demo. And then I'm sure I saw this one and just completely forgot that this is another one of Scott's. So I'm assuming a demo. I mean, to me, it definitely has that look of a fashion. You know, the dry brush in the hair. Yeah. Yep, it's definitely both of these were done on masonite, so that kind of, you can see that sort of brown board that was just sealed, probably with shellac or a water-based polyurethane. So there you go. Two paintings of Scott's in the bathroom, and then two of Dan's in the bedroom. This helps a lot. I think the painting still is kind of on the dark side, but it helps a little bit with the color. You can see the warms and the cools. I would say, so this painting looks like it's an 18 by 24. I'm gonna say the face is slightly, I mean, it looks life-size, but I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna say it's just tiniest bit over life-size. And this is what I would call a vignette. I talk about this, where there's just a simple lead-in. A lot of it is left gestural. And even though he does have color back here, he really does kind of zigzag and lead you off the canvas at the very top right. I really do love this one. The lighting is very subtle. She's mainly in shadow. You know, they have a little bit of the sun dapples, so you can tell that she's outside, right? And there's grass behind her with some light strokes. The thing about these type of paintings is that they look very well drawn, right? But so much of it really is left, it's not overly modeled, is what I'm saying. So I would say that this painting looks to me to be about a 16 by 36, maybe? Yeah, I would say that. I'm gonna try and get some close-ups. So I just see pretty much a warm and cool, right? You see the warm on the cheek, a very, very green home base. I don't know if it's showing up that much, but the whole value of the face is this sort of middle green, and it's actually pretty thin. And then only in the cheeks, only, you know, in that reflective, because she's being reflected from below, is there a little bit of that orangey pink, but it is the same, it's the same value, just different temperature. You see how it's just a dry brush, meaning a lot of this paint shows the canvas underneath, so there was definitely a tone that he put down, and then that's influencing. The crispness of the drawing, of the features, holds out, and then the rest of everything is just, you know, kind of thick and what I would say, I don't want to say messy, but just, you know, very abstracted. Just impression of a shirt. Gorgeous hand. No, definitely a beautiful painting. I really, really, really like this one. I wanted to show you that she puts bathrobes in people's rooms, and she puts an H. I mean, it really is a marvel of a house. I think the last time, if you looked through the videos, she's done everything. Like, I think she said, like, she touched every room, she touched every surface, she did every sink, tried to make things look very, very antique-like, tried to keep a lot of, like, you know, the architectural, like, all the architectural things, yet enhancing it. It's so charming. I love bathrobes. This is one of the bedrooms that is like right next to the elevator. And the last time we were here, she was about to have a huge estate sale. So this whole room was taken up with antique clothes and jewelry. But I just thought I would show you this room also. They're all really comfortable, and they all have a lot of antiques. Oh my God, it's a really big tub. Such interesting configurations, each room. Yeah, that's a nice tub. Yep. Oh, look at that old-fashioned sink. So, wonder who gets this room tonight. So that's the hallway. Very cute. Okay. We're gonna go downstairs.
All right. I'll follow you.
That is where we're sleeping. We slept in this room. This is the room we had the first time we were here. And to be honest, it's a great room. The only reason why I didn't want this room was because it got so hot that you always had to have the curtains closed, because I think this is like southern exposure maybe. And I just remember feeling really dark in here, and we could never have the windows open. So this room, I was telling you how we have all that light from that sunroom. We don't have a bathtub though. It's the only thing that we don't have, but I'll survive. My toe hurts. I jammed my toe against that couch. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go slow today. So they're getting ready just for Scott's demo. Probably be people standing back here also. And Janice is putting frames on all of our little sketches, so people can buy them framed or unframed. And it's really fun how she kind of put them up on these easels in the middle of the room. We brought a few that were unframed just because they were odd size. Like she didn't have frames that were like 12 by 12 or 10 by 10, but I'll show you more later. Scott and I are gonna go off just for an hour or two and see if we can get Janice's car out of the garage. Now this is the area where the school is. So that's where the teaching happens. And this is like, this is where Janice sells art supplies and frames. So students can come here and, you know, I think I'd mentioned that, you know, you can always buy a tube of paint or canvases. So there's always things that if you really need at the last minute. Oh my God, my toe hurts. I'm sure it'll be better by tomorrow, totally. Okay, I guess we're off. Why don't you take the car out so I don't have to be nervous? And you don't have to hear me go, wait, no, a little bit to the right. Okay, I'll just film Scott doing it. So she has a modern car, but you know, that's like an old-fashioned garage, right? So I guess we have to put the mirrors in for her to get it out. So I'll just watch from here. I just put in my phone good coffee shops, and it took us to Press Cafe. It's very artsy. So I don't know if this used to be a greenhouse or if this used to be an artist studio, but it's in like a little kind of quaint shopping area with other stores and stuff. But if you want like a bohemian feel, go to Press Cafe. I was just looking on the wall, and here is a poster for Janice's school. So Portraits Made Easy, $300. Yeah, Lourdes. So she works with Janice and she teaches. That's fun. Both of those are for the posters. Isn't that great that we came here? I would assume young artists would know this place. We grabbed iced coffees, and literally right behind that little shopping area is this Japanese restaurant, and we're gonna try it. Honestly, because it's overcast, it's not too hot, which is great because you can really feel it here if the sun is on you. I mean, I just get so down when sun beats on me. But it looks like a nice little park, and I can't walk very great because, oh my God, my dumb toe. Old-fashioned Victorian furniture. What a nice little oasis. I don't want to show the garbage, but like pretty oasis, man. This could be like a great like Disney ride, right? If you had like a boat and you could go through these canals. I know that once you're down at the river walk. Scott, there's a goose. Did you see it?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of hidden right there. You think it's just a giant duck?
It's a duck.
Oh, there's some bells over there.
It could be a goose.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a couple.
They're pretty.
Oh my gosh, they're so interesting looking. Here, would you hold my coffee?
I think they're ducks.
They're totally different looking.
So pretty.
They're probably used to people and getting fed. I don't know what that building is up there, but it looks like kids are having like a play date or, you know, recess. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. Look, they have like those black eyes, like their makeup. Oh my
You
gosh.
see the baby?
No, I don't see. Oh, oh my God, now I see the baby right there on the edge, sleeping. Oh my gosh, I don't want to get too close and scare them off. Oh wow, we really hit the jackpot with the weather. Definitely being overcast. Oh my God, that baby stretching his little leg right there. I wonder if that's a female and a male. I mean, they look exactly the same, so I can't tell. But they look the same. Shouldn't a guy look different than a girl? Anyways, that's pretty charming. Okay, we're gonna keep walking. This is where we're, oh, probably some history. You know me, I never go over the history stuff. It's not my thing, not my jam. I don't know what these trees are, but they are so fun. Kind of magically hugging this pathway. We asked the girl in the coffee shop, like, oh, is it easy to walk to the park? And she said she had never been to the park, but she said, no, it was too far. So she had no clue that if you literally just walked behind the building, there was the park. Isn't that funny how that always happens to us, that we don't even know what's behind us? So we assumed we were gonna have to get in the car and drive to another location, but no. We just walk around the corner and there's ducks literally staring. There's something
they just stopped.
Staring. No, but they're both staring to the left.
Because we're here.
No.
They're probably eating.
No, they were kind of staring. Something's in there. Something's in the bushes. But I haven't seen ducks like this, like brown. It's kind of a neat look. I like your look. Nice choice. He's trying to say something to me. Like, give me bread.
I say, good morning, everybody else. There's a creepy girl.
And there's like there's another duck right there. I don't know if you guys can see. We're going real slow. There are ducks every like 20 feet, and there's a lot of different ducks. Look at that duck's face. I don't know what these ducks are. If anybody knows, just post it. Look at his face. So we found out that it was like a heritage. Scott says that this park was made to, well, explain?
This was like a water diversion aqueduct for, I guess, the earlier Indians and Spanish made this for the mission, but also for irrigating that and for
so all along there I think is like a heritage museum. So I think looks like there's a lot of school troops and older buildings, and so we were joking, like, are we on the right side of the river or the wrong side? But Scott said that we're on the side with the ducks, because there were ducks over there, ducks over here, and every time and obviously these ducks are very you know, they feel okay around humans, so it's like duck goose, like you could literally, oh yeah, old-fashioned fisherman with an old-fashioned, like a bamboo stick or something.
Maybe he's getting those fruits.
Oh, that's what he's doing. He's getting those fruits. It's like those miniature.
See, he's pulling the tree towards him and picking the fruit.
Oh my God, I'm watching a nature program and I have a bug in my hair.
But yeah, this was a dam that they made, and then this aqueduct water from the dam.
My God, what a fun little find. We've never been here before. Okay, we'll see if we can find more ducks. That is the walkway that we just went, and we saw the Japanese restaurant, so we thought we'd come in. This is the name, and we're just getting a lunch special, so it comes with, I think this is like a, you know, a miso soup, and we both ordered stuff, which I'll show you. This is what I got, and I'm pretty sure it's all just either fish or vegetarian. I think mine has like tuna. Oh, and this is tempura shrimp maybe, or tuna. A little salad cucumber, and then you got this sushimi, right? So it's just like fish on top of rice.
So, yeah, with rice.
And then you got a California roll.
Yeah.
So that looks yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is what we're going to have for lunch, because we don't know how much food we're going to get the rest of the day before Scott does his demo. Scott set up his lighting, and they set up the TV for people who can stand. And we're just waiting for people to show up for the demo. Scott's talking about his paintings.
The sketching is just an excuse to sit for a while and observe the fishermen coming in or whatever it is you're watching. And and it passes the time. Oh, thanks.
There was a beautiful dengue heart. It's a little hard to see, but
That Sue has. We've known her for a very long time. We're always like, I think I did that one.
such a beautiful house. Yeah. Some Matt Smiths, some other paintings, Scott Christensen.
Keep going that way, yeah. Too many options. I do kind of like you looking that way a little bit.
Shouldn't you move her chair then so she's not? Yeah. That looks pretty.
It's too fun to paint your eyes. Maybe I will.
Ah!
Eyes are too fun. I guess I'll just do them straight.
Oh my gosh, Scott.
The eyes are too fun. I'm
Okay.
looking at not paint the eyes. And I like when someone looks away and then looks at you, but that's
Yeah.
so hard to hold. In town, and we painted these fishing villages and things, and we had a show at this museum. But that was one of the little sketches on the spot, so it was really kind of fun. Yeah. So and it was funny too. That painting was in Qingdao, and so it's very modern. But I was painting that one in the kind of middle of nowhere, and it's happened a couple times there in China, and it's happened to Sue and I in India too, which is so crazy because I paint here and you just anonymous and people don't bother you or whatever, but people come up and they recognized me because they used the videos that we had done in their schools, our instructional videos. So even people, and in India it was the same thing, and on our last couple of trips to India, so people would see the videos and they use them in their, so if they just take one art class, they would have videos of various different artists from the United States.
This is the painting that Scott was talking about.
Life size. I do that a lot on this size canvas. It's like a 12 by 16, but I actually kind of like a little of the colors that are happening down here, and so I'm going to go a little smaller than life size. So maybe from her forehead to here, be something like this, and then that'll give me a little more room to play around with some of these colors and design it a little bit. So that's about all I'm thinking about right now. And I got different brushes here, so I'll just grab something to play around with. And I just grabbed some colors for this trip. I wasn't like specific. I didn't grab every color. There's some I haven't used here in many years. I had some old bleach red. Thought we would try to use that. We used to use that all the time in pouches, but we have not used that in a long time. Burnt sienna. This is some sort of green. Permanent green. Permanent, we do permanent green. And ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, some sort of black. It's a, like an old black one. I was trying to find smaller tubes. I usually use giant tubes of everything, except this was picked out for traveling. So this is called peach black. I don't know where that came from. It's senility, so it's got to be something Sue ordered or that I got from an award. Sometimes they give you these gift things, because usually I don't get such expensive, nice things, because I use such. Usually we give that to Sue because I use such there, and I might hold my hands up and think, what composition do I want to have it wider down to her hands and have her face be small, or how much of the colors do I want on her shirt. And where I want to compose it. With a head, it's a little bit more normal. You're usually going to have it a little more centered. I don't want the eyes to be right in the center. So that's, if I was in art school, that's always our tendency, is to just put the eyes, that center is just right in the center. Kind of abstract and loose. I've been doing that more and more with certain paintings over time as I get more, almost just bored with the more finished ones that I used to do. There's times you just say, I want to just take this and just experiment as much as I possibly can on this painting. So like for Sue saying, I've got it almost exactly life size.
And the iPhones always make it.
Yeah, they
cooler
always
and a
make
little more
it
contrast.
definitely a lot more. Yeah, for sure. They sharpen them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, cool.
First 25 minutes.
And even when I'm planning, and when that thing comes out on Patreon at the first of the month, you'll see how I block in the one that I have in Portrait Society like this. Really thick to start with. And then but my intention on that was right from the start was to make it very finished and refined. And so then I took a brush like this, and I had all the colors in it, and I start to soften things down, okay? And then I keep working and working onto it and make it much more refined, but you still see the texture itself. So I'm going to do that a bit on this one before I put in some of the final things.
I know, it's so interesting to see that green from underneath. I'm sure he'll soften a little bit of that, but yeah.
I'm so amazed. This is my partner. Sodas and waters and drinks in the fridge with space on the bottom to put your lunches if you want to bring some in. There's a kitty around the right. All the drinks are $1. They're great and
I think that's alizarin crimson. I'll double check. But another color I really like is permanent matter medium. It's just a, you know, it's just a any sort of dark cool, any sort of dark red.
This is the one that you did?
Yeah,
That's
I know, so long ago, man.
That's so beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of like Selena with her hair.
Oh, thank you.
One comes up, whether it's in Tibet or wherever, and I go out and take photographs of. I mean, I loved it. Like the highest place in Tibet before in the Himalayas, when we were at that last village before you get to the base of Mount Everest. They would
Oh,
plant
thank
barley.
you.
And
Yeah.
when I would go out
Allergies.
before the sun comes up, and I walk through all the fields, and you know the little kids and their families, they're all with their scythe, they're just little hand things.
Get gutsier.
Yeah, get gutsier, man. I like it.
Good. Anything you see, feel free to
Please.
tell me.
Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I do think that that eye might be a little dark.
Yeah.
Because I like how
agree.
the eye that's closest to
Yeah.
us has a little bit
I
of
agree.
color.
It should be faded, yeah.
That's
good.
pretty though, I like
Very
it.
good.
Me likey. She's so
Good.
pretty.
She's a wonderful
Yeah.
model, yeah.
Yeah, this is so much fun.
It's still a little too much.
It's so subtle.
Yeah, it
But
needs
I like how you
to disappear
you still
more.
have technique, but it's still very refined too.
Yeah, she was very fun to paint.
It's fun how you kind of have like even these designs like that in the background where it just almost looks like a little animal.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like this little circle thing right there.
yeah.
Well, Scott, did you see how thick this stroke is right here? I think you kind of need
Oh
to
my
cut
God,
that
from
down.
the side, it's like, holy cow! I didn't
Yeah,
even-
I think
you
that
can't
that
see it from straight
It's
on.
because it's
Isn't
coming
that
towards
funny?
you.
That is so
I was
funny.
like, I think that might not.
Sometimes I do have
that
to
might
do
not
that. I have to
dry
look
for a
at
really
it
long
from-
time.
I have to look at it from the side to see if I've gone a little too much on these things.
Cool, pretty, pretty.
Alrighty.
There were a couple of demos that Scott didn't sell, and it's always a mystery to me that he takes them home and he completely changes them. So you saw the painting in its final kind of state as a demo, but then when he went home, you could tell he took his like rubber tool and scraped down a lot of the kind of the thickest, the brushstrokes that were raised. And I know for a fact, I mean, he did that kind of with the 2 or 3 that he didn't sell. And he's going to, well, except for one, no, just the 2 or 3. No, yeah, he did 3. Right, another one he really liked. But I just thought I would show you, this is kind of what he does while it's still wet. I mean, it's still a mystery to me.
I'm not exactly sure because I always love them when they're so immediate, but he always feels that he can fix them. You know, and sometimes I just want to steal them and put them in my studio and hide them from him, or hopefully people would buy them before he changes them. So anyways, this is this is the first painting that we did, and I mean I really love it. I don't know if the cools and the greens and the blues show up in the face from my phone photo, but yeah, I'm sure he's going to work on this more and probably almost make it unrecognizable. So that's why I like to document them. Truly, I truly do. I like to document them for posterity so that in the future people will understand and see, like, well, what did it look like before he changed it so drastically?
A lady who was in the workshop. I think if I got the story straight, she married into Anne Hughes. Maybe she married her son. I can't remember exactly. I think she married into, so Anne Hughes ran a gallery in Dallas. I think it started off in Fredericksburg and was called Hamdy Hughes when Scott and I first started going with them. I mean, and this was, I mean, you know, dates are so hard to remember. When was it? Oh, I mean, it must have been in the 90s, late 90s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it started off in Fredericksburg. It was Ham D. Hughes. And then Ann Hughes, I think because she was from Dallas, decided to just do it in Dallas with her and her daughter Mindy. And so we went with them, and they were a great gallery for us. And the interesting thing about our work is that it's very specific. A lot of figurative, traditional, what you might call painterly, direct painting, or um, old, I don't know, I'm always want to say kind of like 1800s type painting. I mean, of course, we were so inspired by like Sargent and Zorn and Sorolla, so we always love to think of paintings like that. I mean, yeah. Um, anyway, so but they were a great gallery for us, and we used to have like two-person shows a lot and themed shows, and they just did so well for us. And just like life, I mean, it's either a lot of times galleries stop because of illness or divorce, and I think it was primarily like she was getting older, and then her daughter took it over, and then her daughter kind of got ill, and it just sort of faded away. And I mean, it was sad. And just we've had a few galleries like that where they were just like, whoa, like so great for us. And then for whatever reason, it fades away. But this lady showed us a couple paintings that she got. I think maybe Anne had bought them. I don't know. But I'm so excited. So this is one, and I'm actually looking at it right now. So as I record this, Scott did this at the Palette and Chisel in Chicago when we were members. And the dresses, so of course I'm trying to emulate Sargent, right? And so the dresses I got at a one of those bridal shops that would sell wedding dresses, bridal gowns, probably prom type stuff. And oh my God, I still have the one I think I wore in this painting. The other two, oh my God, the girl that's in the foreground, I just got rid of it. It had been in like all these other costumes, and I think I put it on YouTube. And a friend of mine saw it, and she says, "Oh, I like that dress before you give it to Goodwill." And so she took it, and then the other one, the girl in the upper left-hand corner, I swear to God, I think I wore that to prom one of the years. But so I bought all these dresses for like nothing. I think my mom went with me, and I think they were like $15 each. It was like a big, big sale. And Scott did this painting from a photo. So we hired these two models that we really enjoyed painting at the Palette and Chisel. And I remember, yeah, getting dressed up at the club, and setting us up in different poses. And I think Scott did a couple paintings from this photo shoot. I think we were trying to maybe even emulate Wilmer doing the guy that I've been talking about. Like, I think there's paintings where he's like has girls like almost hold, almost muse-like, kind of with their hands up, almost like they're in a frolicking in a field. I think Scott did a painting like that too. I mean, it's so fun to think, wow. I mean, you see so much of the way Scott paints now with like the abstraction of the clothes and then the refinement of the face. But even back then, he was always still very bold and thick and very direct in the face too. Anyways, it's just so fun to watch. And then there was an apple painting. So um, Scott used to do a bunch of still lifes. I'm always trying to get him to do them again. I'm like, please do them again. But I think, you know what? It's just not something that he's interested in. I also think that in the 90s, early to mid 90s, I think that Richard Schmid was so known for doing still lifes. And I think Scott just veered away from that because he really wanted to be his own artist. And so this is one of his very last still lifes of all of these apples. It's just fun. It's memory lane. And I really wanted to share them. I hope you like them. And stay tuned for more videos from this trip and the class and the demos that we do and the experiences. Thank you so much for watching. Bye again.